I have a small log here from the trunk of a maple tree. There's a branch section going off here which gives it a bit of a crotch area in here, and I'm hoping for some nice grain. You never know until you open them up. I'm going to take this disc, put it on there as a guide, take it to the bandsaw, cut it round, and then try to get a bowl out of this. So stick around and let's see what I can come up with. I cut it round on the bandsaw. I drilled a 3/8 inch hole on this side to fit the woodworm screw in my chuck. Now this is very out of balance, so I'm going to start very slow, turning at about 250 RPM. And I'll be starting with my 1/2 inch bowl gouge to clean this up. I'm still a long way from balanced, but I've managed to increase the speed to 750 RPM, and it's becoming a little bit smoother. Got some beautiful grain in here. If I can just clean this up properly. I've increased the speed to 1000 RPM now. I like to turn fast. Now I'm going to start to contour this a little bit. I leave the tail stalk up for support as long as I can. That should fit my jaws nicely. Maybe make this just a little flatter here. I'm going to rough turn the inside now, and then it'll be set aside for probably a couple of weeks to dry. I want to leave the walls thick, but I need to make this a little deeper. I think that's as deep as I'm going to go. Now I've got to decide if I want to nuke this in the microwave or just let it sit and dry for a couple of weeks. In spite of trying to let this dry slowly, I've got a very significant crack. I don't really even know how deep it goes. The only way I'm going to find out is if I can turn this away. So I'm going to attempt to put it back into the chuck, see how well that's going to work, and then turn it. This could just lead to a waste of time. I could have this blowing up all over the shop, but I won't know until I try. So I'm going to try turning this down now. These cracks do not go all the way through to the inside of the bowl. And about the only way I know of to find out how deep they really are is just to keep turning away the outside until I get to the end of them, or I've turned the whole bowl away. So that's what I need to try now. I want to retighten this constantly, making sure that it's holding it. This could fly apart into a lot of pieces. Could be a painful experience. I'm definitely wearing my face shield. I might be getting close to where the crack ends. I just have to keep taking it away a little bit. I've still got plenty of thickness here. I'll use my homemade depth gauge to see where the bottom is. Looks like it's right about there. I'll be able to part this off about there, turn it away. That should be good. I'm just going to do a little shear scraping, try to get this cleaned up nicely, and then take another look at it. I'm going to try and sand this now. I think it's dry enough to sand. I'll sand this amount and then I'm going to turn the inside. There's some real nice grain in here, right around this knot on the other side. Some lovely color. Now I'm going to put a coat of my mixture that's 1/3 shellac, 1/3 boiled linseed oil, and 1/3 lacquer thinner. Just going to wipe it on here, and I will turn it on and buff it. I'll give this a couple of minutes to dry, and I'll be back to buff it. Not sure how well the buffing is going to work in this area, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'll be right back. I'm going to be buffing it with a dry shop towel. I've wadded it up into a thick pad just to protect my fingers a little from these edges. I'm going to be spinning it at 2000 RPM. We'll see what this turns out like. I think that looks pretty good, even in these areas up here. I was worried about the natural edge catching the towel, but that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to turn the inside. I'll just reorient the camera and be right back. That's feeling pretty good. I'm just going to sand the inside now, then I'll be back. I'm doing the same thing on the inside that I did on the outside. First I'll put my finished mixture inside, wipe it around, let it dry for a couple of minutes, and then I'll buff it with a shop towel again. Very nice. I'm quite happy with that. This natural edge makes it very difficult and dangerous to try to catch this when I part it off. So I'm going to take the rest off with a saw. Now I'll reverse chuck this into the donut chuck to clean up the bottom. I have a piece of 1/2-inch dowel, 4 inches long. One end has a bit of a point, which is going to fit in the center of the plate for the donut chuck. The other end is just domed a bit. I put some masking tape in the bottom of the bowl so it doesn't mar it. This is going to go into the center of that. Then the other plate for the donut chuck will be on here, and that will hold the natural edge away from the plate as I turn it to turn the bottom off of the bowl. So it's going to take me a couple of minutes to set this up, and then I'll be back. I have this little natural edge bowl centered as well as I can. Now I need to turn off this part in here. I don't like the shape with this return curve. I need to do this with extremely delicate cuts. This is not as firm a hold as what a 4-jaw chuck is. Now I'll try to take that off without wrecking it. I need to clean that up a little bit, sand the bottom, sign and date it, and it'll be complete. And there it is. One natural edge maple bowl, signed and dated. Managed to turn away all of those cracks. Very, very slight crack right there, but I sealed it up with CA glue and I think it's just fine. So, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you for stopping in. Have a great day in your shop. Remember to be safe. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care now.